Before you ever book a trip to Greece, Turkey, or Italy, watch this. I learned more about money, culture, and global economics in 10 days than in some college economics courses. From taxi scams in Izmir to world class infrastructure in Istanbul to ancient agricultural practices in Bari, this trip changed how I see travel, wealth, and investing. In this video today, I will break down what Greece, Turkey, and Italy taught me about global wealth and culture, the economic lessons hidden in everyday travel experiences, what surprised me the most about Izmir, Istanbul, and Bari, and how you can apply these lessons to your investing and travel finance journey. Welcome back to Streetwise Economics. My name is Isaac. I travel the world studying economics through real experiences. If you enjoy travel, global investing, and building wealth from anywhere, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button and visit www.streetwiseeconomics to book a one-on-one coaching on trading and investing and travel finance. So let's talk about the first stop, Izmir in Turkey. Our cruise left Priors in Greece according to my cruise itinerary from MSc Lyrica. Izmir was our first stop at 7 a.m. on December 2nd. And let me tell you, Izmir is underrated. The moment we stepped off the ship, I immediately noticed something. Immigration took barely a minute, smooth, efficient, no delays. Maybe it was because I travel on the Canadian passport, but the process was incredibly easy. That was from leaving the port of Izmir. Our taxi ride taught me my first economic lesson of the trip. We were overcharged 800 Turkish lira going to the city center. Can you imagine? Only to pay 200 Turkish lira on our way back. That's a 300% difference, simply based on who you ask and how informed you were. Probably the taxi drivers assumed that we were tourists, we were just coming from the port going into the city, so we had no clue about the pricing mechanism in terms of the transport system. This is why I teach travel finance. Information is money, lack of information is expensive. Izmir, Konak Square, the iconic landmark built in 1901, was beautiful. That was my first stop, which I visited. The clock tower stands as a symbol of the city's resilience, and early in the morning, the calm energy was powerful. I saw the Turkish people going to work, and we toured the local bazaar, authentic and full of character. Then we moved to Istanbul, which was a masterclass in urban development. So this city needs no introduction now that I know. But seeing it in person, it's a different level. The infrastructure blew me away, especially the cruise terminal at Galata Port, Istanbul. Out of all ports I have visited so far, this is the most advanced, clean, and modern. High quality. When you walk through the European side of Istanbul, the layers of history hit you immediately. We visited the Blue Mosque, the Grand Bazaar, the streets filled with energy, culture, and commerce. This is where I really felt the heartbeat of Turkey. I also tasted authentic Turkish food downtown, and the hospitality blew me away. It was really amazing. Even with the language barrier, people were warm and welcoming. That's the beauty of travel. You feel connected to people even when you don't share the same language. So let's talk about the final stop. That was Bari in Italy. And it was a masterclass in agriculture and culture. On December 6th, according to our MSc Lyrica's schedule, we arrived in Bari, Italy at 8 a.m. Bari is home to the iconic trolley houses, which is a UNESCO World Heritage structure. The architecture is unlike anything I have seen. Cone-shaped limestone roofs built without mortar, simply strong economical construction. But here is what fascinated me the most. Italy's agricultural economy, especially olive production. I learned that olive trees take up to 8 years before they bear fruits. And the lesson hit me deeply and instantly. Wealth takes time to build, investing takes time. Just like olive trees, your portfolio needs patience before it bears fruits. This is what Streetwise economics is all about, turning the real world experiences into wealth lessons anybody can apply. So, moving on to what this trip taught me about global wealth, this Mediterranean trip taught me three major lessons. Infrastructure equals investment, in my simplistic view. Istanbul's development shows what happens when a country invests heavily in tourism, which generates quite a significant amount of revenue in the economy. Turkey is actually one of the top 4 most visited countries in the world from the statistics that I saw. So, talking of investment in infrastructure, transportation, and urban renewal, I think this was a masterclass. I'm hoping to visit Turkey again and also visit the Asian side of Istanbul. Two, the second lesson I learned was that market pricing is never fixed. Izmir tax prices showed me the importance of knowing the local market. Economics is everywhere, even in a tax meter. Three, growth takes time. Italy's olive trees reminded me that the journey to financial freedom requires consistency and patience, at the very least. These are lessons no textbook I have read taught me. I actually had to see these lessons in my own experience. So, let me summarize this by sharing the power of travel in building financial intelligence. When I travel, I don't just see new places, I get to understand how different countries create value. I get to see what strong or not so strong economies are, and I get to see where others are struggling. I get to learn how people work, trade, build, and live. This is why I integrate travel with investing. For me, travel makes me a smarter and more informed investor, in my opinion. I observe patterns, I understand how global money flows, and to an extent, I get to visit companies that I'm interested to invest or even trade their shares that are publicly listed. And I get to gain perspective. Most people never get to see and experience. So, if you enjoyed this video and want more breakdown on global travel, economics, and investing, make sure you subscribe and like this video. And if you want to learn more about how to trade and build wealth from anywhere around the world, go to www.streetwiseeconomics.com and book a one-on-one coaching session with me. The world is your classroom, and I'm here to help you build wealth with confidence. Thank you for watching Streetwise from Greece to Italy and back to Canada. This trip was a reminder that money, culture, and opportunity are everywhere. You just have to see them. More videos from